Collagen isn't just about your skin. It could be saving your life. Forget everything you think you know about collagen. If you've only ever heard of it as some trendy beauty supplement, you're missing the bigger picture entirely. And honestly, that's the least impressive thing it does. What I'm about to share with you might genuinely change how you think about your health. By the time we're done, you'll understand why collagen deserves a spot at the very top of your priority list. Here's something we already know to be true. As we get older, our collagen levels drop. Most of us simply aren't getting enough of it. And sure, the most visible sign shows up as wrinkles on our skin, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. This same decline is happening inside your gut, your blood vessels, your gums, and throughout your organs. There's actually a name for this phenomenon: ancestral mismatch. Think about it this way. Even just half a century ago, people's diets looked completely different from what we eat today. Somewhere along the way, we quietly phased out a critical structural protein from our meals. That protein is collagen. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about protein in general. When most people hear protein, they immediately think muscles. But protein is so much more than that. It's your tendons, your ligaments, and fascia, which is essentially your body's built-in wetsuit, the connective tissue that holds everything in place. Now, here's the kicker. Roughly 30% of all the protein in your body is collagen, yet we barely consume any of it through our diets. Yes, your body produces some collagen naturally, but for most people, it's simply not enough. We're running at a deficit. Let's start with what I like to call the chalk effect happening in your bones. Most people assume bone health is purely about calcium. If your bones are weakening, calcium must be the issue, right? That's actually a myth. A full third of your bone structure is made of collagen. Calcium plays a role, absolutely, but collagen is what helps prevent fractures from happening in the first place. Bone health was never just a calcium story. Now let's talk about something even more vital: your heartbeat, specifically your heart valves. Every single day, your heart performs around 100,000 open and close cycles. And here's a condition you've probably heard of: mitral valve prolapse. It's incredibly common, affecting roughly 1 in every 40 people. And it comes down to a valve that's become floppy and isn't sealing properly anymore. Aneurysms fall into this same category too. At their core, they're a collagen problem. Moving on to point 3, the lining of your gut. Every 3 days, that incredibly thin, single-cell layer inside your intestines completely regenerates itself. And what's it rebuilt from? You guessed it, collagen. It's the literal foundation material for your gut lining. If you're dealing with a leaky gut, stick around, because I'll show you the best way to address it. But first, let's take a quick detour into history, specifically scurvy. Scurvy is essentially what happens to your connective tissue when vitamin C disappears from your diet. Because without vitamin C, collagen simply can't hold itself together. Sailors who developed scurvy would watch their teeth fall out, not because of the teeth themselves, but because their gums, made of collagen, could no longer anchor those teeth into the jawbone. So in truth, the vitamin C deficiency was really a collagen failure in disguise. Even more striking, sailors with scurvy who had old, long-healed scars would suddenly find those wounds reopening on their own. That's how deeply collagen is woven into your body's structural integrity. These examples paint a vivid picture of how far-reaching collagen really is. But there's one more concept I want to introduce: triage. When your body's collagen supply runs low, it doesn't distribute what little it has evenly. Instead, it prioritizes, sending collagen first to the tissues it considers absolutely essential for survival. Top of that list, your red blood cells, specifically the heme component. Why? Because without oxygen circulating through your body, you don't last very long at all. Your DNA is also built from collagen, so if supplies are limited, your body will funnel collagen toward your red blood cells and your genetic blueprints first, because without those blueprints, your cells can't replicate. Everything else gets pushed down the priority list. Your joints, tendons, ligaments, cartilage, gums, skin, hair, and nails are all considered less critical for immediate survival. so they're often the first places where collagen deficiency becomes noticeable. This is exactly why so many people start feeling it in their joints first, or notice their skin, hair, and nails declining, long before anything more serious shows up. So, why are so many of us running low on collagen in the first place? A big part of it comes down to our modern diet, specifically our obsession with lean cuts like boneless, skinless chicken breast. The more tender a piece of meat is, the less collagen it actually contains. And here's a useful analogy. Think of your body like a fish tank. If the water itself is polluted, it doesn't matter how good the food is that you're feeding the fish, they're still going to get sick. You can address every individual symptom you see, but if the underlying environment stays toxic, nothing truly heals. Your body operates on roughly 10 major internal signals. Things like insulin, cortisol, inflammation levels, sleep quality, and gut function. Every single one of these influences how you feel day to day. But here's the thing, there's always one signal that's more out of balance than the rest. And until that specific one gets addressed, everything else tends to stay stuck in place. That's actually why I created a free 2-minute quiz. It's designed to pinpoint exactly which of these core signals is holding you back right now. You'll find the link in the description below. Take a couple of minutes, find your answer, and stop guessing about what's really going on with your body. Now, let's get practical. A huge concentration of collagen is found in skin, and this brings us to one of the best sources out there, marine collagen. If you're buying sardines, make sure you're getting the whole fish, skin and bones included, because that's exactly where the collagen is concentrated. The bones, the skin, the head, even the eyes. Generally speaking, marine collagen tends to absorb into your body more efficiently than collagen sourced from land animals like beef. Here's another tip. When you eat shellfish, oysters in particular, you're getting a serious dose of copper. And copper plays a crucial role in strengthening collagen. Picture copper as the steel rebar running through concrete. It's what keeps your collagen structure from cracking and breaking down over time. On a related note, trace minerals are among the most commonly missing nutrients in modern diets. We're growing food today that simply doesn't contain the full range of minerals it used to. That's part of why incorporating ocean-based foods into your diet is so valuable. They tend to carry that broader mineral spectrum that's increasingly absent from land-grown produce. Now let's talk about something that actively destroys collagen, a process called glycation, essentially a biological caramelization that happens inside your body. When glycation occurs, it literally breaks down the collagen structure in your tissues. And think about which tissues that impacts. The lens of your eye, the proteins in your kidneys, and since your arteries are also built from collagen, your entire cardiovascular system. So when you consume a lot of sugar, your tissues throughout your body become increasingly brittle and stiff, including your blood vessels. I also want to touch on stress. Chronically elevated cortisol combined with poor sleep is another major driver of collagen breakdown and accelerated aging at the cellular level. So, how do we actually turn this around? Start by eating the skin on your chicken and fish rather than discarding it. Cut back on ultra tender cuts of meat and lean more toward grass-fed, grass-finished options. These naturally contain more collagen, though you'll likely need to cook them a bit longer to get the texture right. This is part of why nose-to-tail eating makes so much sense. Tougher cuts of meat work beautifully as slow-cooked roasts, and you can portion that out and enjoy it across several days. My wife and I build this into our routine regularly. Don't overlook vitamin C either. It's essential for your body to actually put collagen to use. Load up on foods like lemons, berries, bell peppers, and leafy greens. And if you're supplementing with a collagen powder, look for one that includes vitamin C in the formula. Keeping your diet low carb is another major piece of this puzzle. Timing matters too.
If you're someone who works out, try consuming 10 to 15 grams of collagen about 45 to 60 minutes before your session. Research suggests this timing can enhance how effectively that collagen supports tissue repair, because exercise itself is a form of controlled stress and damage that prompts your body to adapt and grow stronger. One more tip worth trying.
Add collagen to your morning coffee. Drinking it on an empty stomach allows the amino acids in collagen, particularly glycine, to dissolve and absorb more readily, which can be especially supportive for gut healing. At the end of the day, collagen's role in your body goes so far beyond just smoother skin. And in the next video, I'm going to break down exactly why a collagen deficiency might actually be the single biggest factor accelerating how fast you age, more than anything else we've covered here today.